Okay, we have a pigtail of 14 gauge wire going to this outlet here, and this is on a 20 amp circuit, so we have to take it off and put number 12 on it. Okay, we're going to strip our number 12 wire here. Go around the screws on our outlet, and the shorter one to go in the wire nut. So the wire on the left is number 14 and the wire on the right is number 12. The smaller the size, the heavier the wire. So here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps and 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. So we're going to put the appropriate pigtail on our outlet here. We're going to make sure our wires are stripped the same length, which they are. So we'll get all of our wires lined up so they're even here. Okay, so we have our copper even at the end here. At the end, we'll put our wire nut on. Okay, now let's give our wires a little tug, make sure they're all in the wire nut. Okay, and they are, so we'll just push our black wires up into our box here. Now we have our white. And here's our white wire tail here. We're going to make sure our wires are the same length here, which they are. So our copper is the same length, and our insulation is the same length here. So all our wires are even on the end here. And we'll just take our wire nut, we'll just make sure it's grabbing all the wires. Once it came out, see, you don't get upset when that happens, you just go back and do it again, that's all. Okay, we have them even on here. And we'll line them up so they're even. Get our wire nut in here. Now we'll just twist with our pliers here and get our wire nut nice and tight. Let's make sure our wires are in our wire nut the way we want them to be. I give them a little tug. And we'll just get it up here out of our way. Now we'll hook our black and white to our outlet. So we'll put our black wire around our brass colored screw here. Black on the brass screw, which is the narrow slot, and we'll put our white on the silver colored screw, which is the wider slot. And again, you always put your wire around the screw the direction your screw turns. Close the loop in the direction that your screw turns. Make sure it's tight. Now what we're going to put on here is called an extension ring, because you can see how the box has a lot of wires in it. when we put our screws in, we're going to make sure they're not going to hit the wires. So this gives us more room in the box. So we'll get it up on here like this. So we're just going to make sure our ground wire is going to stay away from our connections here. Just a little bit late, don't get upset.